Quilty is brought to you by
Baby Lock. Baby Lock sewing and long arm machines. From piecing to long arming for the love of sewing. Aurifil. Aurifil Italian thread. Perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Dear Stella. A unique fabric brand with modern style. Fairfield. Together, we can make beautiful things. Hovels Sewing. Cut to the point with Hovels Sewing. Moda. Make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Northcott. Cottons that feel like silk. Omnigrid. Providing quilters with specialty rulers and accessories for over 30 years. Hello, you're watching Quilty. Vanessa Vargas Wilson, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Mary. Always a pleasure to see you.
Crafty Gemini, mogul. Really?
Please.
I mean, Martha, you better watch out. You do it all, and I have just tremendous respect for you. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
So Vanessa also writes an article for Quilty magazine called The Thread, and the thread is what you get when you're reading a blog and there are these comments. You call that the comment thread. And so, being quilters, I thought it was, kind of interesting to call the article, the article on everything cyber, The Thread. And Vanessa, you write that article. I asked you here to talk about social media and how to use it as a quilter and as a stitcher, because it can be a little overwhelming. So what to do? If you're watching Quilty, you're probably okay on the internet, but how to use social media best? Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So what I like to tell people is that you have to know yourself and see what works for you. So when you're in school and you have a teacher and they'll teach something a certain way, and it's like, well, if you're a good listener, then you learn this way. If you like to do things hands-on, then it works for you this way. And so I think that based on what I do on the internet, like I do a lot of video tutorials, I attract the people who are visual learners, right? So YouTube, if you're a visual learner, is going to be your go-to spot.
Totally.
And YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. So I mean, if it's going to be for a how-to, learning a new technique in quilting, learning how to do something that you've seen maybe, but you're not exactly sure how it comes together, I would recommend YouTube, right, for the visual stuff.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're somebody who maybe you're just trying to access something quick on your phone, I would look at the blogs.
Right. And you can see step by step, if you need a little bit more time, on YouTube, you're going to pause, pause, pause. If you are a person who needs visuals, but you need to go a little bit slower, there are so many great blog tutorials out there that just picture after picture, and every
and
stitch.
The text.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just one sentence, and then you're like, oh, I get it, And you didn't need to watch a 7-minute video. Just by reading the one sentence, then you get it. Totally. And so I think it kind of evolves as well the longer you've been doing things. So if you've been quilting for a while, you may be able to just pop into something on Pinterest real quick and just seeing how they did it, and you'll be like, oh, I can do it myself now.
Exactly. And Instagram's great for that too.
It is.
For inspiration. I mean, Pinterest and Instagram are probably the best if you want visual feasts, right?
Exactly. The colors, the fabrics, all that kind of stuff is, the picture-based stuff is great for that kind of.
Tell me about bookmarks. I mean, some people don't even use them ever, but they're kind of essential, don't you think?
I think so, but the way I use them might be a little bit differently. We were talking about this earlier. Sometimes you come across something that's fabulous, and you're like, oh my God, I have to do this. You bookmark it. And then you never find it again, you forget about it. But I still use it for that, because at least I know that it's archived there on my bookmarks. So if I'm ever sitting down, I'm like, wait a minute, let me think back to what did I have on those bookmarks, and at least it's there. As opposed to trying to remember it and then doing a crazy Google search, trying to go back and find it.
And in case you don't know, bookmarks are on your search engine. So on your browser, you can use, Mozilla, or maybe you're using Chrome,
Firefox, whatever.
Netscape. No, just kidding. Not anymore.
Yeah,
not really. Mosaic was like the very first search engine. Anyway, so you go up to your little toolbar, and your bookmarks. You probably have bookmarks, but you can put you can start a folder, a bookmarks folder, and label it
different things.
Yes.
And so kind of Pinterest, I think, just built on that. And so now it's a mobile app. You can have it on your tablet, have it on your phone. And so Pinterest is another way. We talked about Instagram and using things like visual pictures, and that's what you do on Pinterest. But on Pinterest, you can also pin videos. So Pinterest is kind of like this ridiculous library of everything that's ever been posted on the internet in pictures. And so you create different boards, and so you label them different things. People will have like favorite recipes, DIY crafts for my kids, things I have to make this year.
Antique quilts.
Everything. And so you create the different boards, which are like your folders, how we mentioned for the bookmarks. And it's just another way to bookmark things that you find on the web, but you have that visual image. So it'll be one pin, it'll be one picture, and so if you see a bag, then you know that's the pin for whatever tutorial to make that quilted bag, let's say.
So I feel, and you can totally disagree with me, we got to talk about Facebook. Let's leave that for the end. Twitter. I don't use Twitter a ton. I feel like it's like the last one in the line for quilters. Like it's good for communicating, but like there's no pictures and like there's links, but you don't see anything. So do you use Twitter much?
I have it set up, not for this. I mean, I have my account set up to where my whatever I post on Facebook will automatically post to Twitter, which a lot of people and business owners don't recommend that you do that. But for me, it's just like a quick sentence, and it'll embed the link to the picture that I've posted on Facebook. So if you are going to take the extra step to click open the link on Twitter, then you can see that. But for sharing info, it might be good. If it's like patchwork pillow tutorial and the link is there, somebody can click on it and then pin it or bookmark it from there. So it is a quick way to get those, you know, a sentence or two out to people. And with Facebook, I mean, Facebook's sort of the community, and one thing you have to remember, and why we're doing this show at all, is that the internet is great for quilters. I mean, it's great for us because we can share information, pictures, what we're doing. I mean, it's great for everybody. The internet's amazing, but for us especially, making a craft, having a community of people is what quilters have always done. I mean, we've sewn in sewing bees, and now we have virtual bees, which we've done a show on. So that's why this is important and why you should harness the power of it. And so Facebook, community, definitely community. I love the Facebook community. People can, I mean, they can just see your stuff. It comes across their feed, give it a quick thumbs up, drop a quick comment, or share it. I mean, everything's like one quick click. You can like, comment, or share it to their page. Now, I love what you said about community. Because like you said, back in the days, it was like quilting bees, and there are sewing guilds, but a lot of us, I mean, I'm a mom of 2 young kids. I am president of a guild, but that's one day a month, and my husband's like, put it on the calendar. I'm out of here. You know, this is my one thing. But we don't have that much time these days based on our hectic lives. It's just modern life,
I'm out of town. Like every week there's a meeting. Every time there's a meeting, I'm not in town.
You see? And so one thing that I find is that it's a lot of us, we love the art of quilting, but it's us by ourselves. Oftentimes working late at night by yourself in a sewing machine. So you're missing that sense of community. And just whip out your phone and you could just be like, look what I'm working on. Oh my God. You know, and then right there, 20 people will write you back. So even though it's you by yourself with a sewing machine, you still feel that sense of community. And I think that's what social media does for us.
Yes, and in fact, Vanessa, you and I were friends online for like several years before we ever met. So it brings people together.
It does.
Vanessa, thanks so much. Check out her column. It's every issue of Quilty, so it's 6 times a year. Vanessa's writing about things, all things online. So check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary.
I love it.
Quilty is brought to you by
Baby Lock. Baby Lock sewing and long arm machines. From piecing to long arming for the love of sewing. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Dear Stella, a unique fabric brand with modern style. Fairfield, together we can make beautiful things. Hovels Sewing, cut to the point with Hovels Sewing. Moda, make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Northcott, cottons that feel like silk. Omnigrid, providing quilters with specialty rulers and accessories for over 30 years.